You know who I believe right now, today, is the king in American sports? I still believe it's Tom Brady. I know everyone's kind of blowing their mind right now. Tom Brady, right? Because you're talking about if Patrick Mahomes wins.
Right.
So if Patrick Mahomes doesn't win,
correct,
right? Tom Brady did something at the age last year, won a Super Bowl, won his 6th Super Bowl, separated himself from everybody. LeBron James is coming off an injury year, and so we'll see. But LeBron James hasn't won another championship. Tom Brady is coming off a Super Bowl. He is the king of American sports. Why? Because he is the best player in the biggest sport, and he's still
Who's the best player?
I'm saying he's the greatest. I believe that Tom Brady is the greatest player ever in the best sport, in the number one sport in America.
Not anymore.
Right now. Right? What are you talking about? Not anymore. He's just coming off a Super Bowl.
No, he's not. He's coming off a first-round playoff exit.
Last season. But we're talking about Mahomes in the future, so we can still talk about just this past season with Tom Brady.
Let me just be very
because
clear.
we said right now.
I'm talking about Mahomes
right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Here's the problem.
If Mahomes loses, you're going to say he's the king?
LeBron James is not the best player in basketball. He may not be the second or third best, but he's among the best, and there's not much difference between the best and him. He's right in that mix, and if it's a career achievement award, it's LeBron. And if it's who's the biggest economic engine in sports, it's LeBron. No question. If it's who's the most famous worldwide, it's LeBron. But if it's who's the MVP in sports, meaning the contribution you make on the field in your sport, Patrick Mahomes is so clearly the best football player in the world.
We're not changing
and I would argue,
we're changing. We're like,
who's the MVP
of American sports right now?
Patrick Mahomes.
But we never say MVP, and MVP awards are not handed out for who's the most valuable in terms of economic impact or who's the most valuable in terms of career. They're handed out right now. The distance between Patrick Mahomes and the second best guy is greater than LeBron, who's not even the best, and Patrick Mahomes plays the number one sport in the country.
He hasn't won a ring. He hasn't won a ring or a Super Bowl MVP.
Guys, he started 31 games.
Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there. Rings are important. Actually, more in basketball than football, because the best player in the game, particularly when he's matched with another all-star, has a shot at a ring every single year. In football, it's much more dependent on the pieces around you, even at quarterback. And yet, Mahomes, 76 touchdowns, 18 interceptions over his career so far, went 50 touchdowns last year and was a pre-snap penalty away from going to the Super Bowl, where they probably would have won, looking at what the Rams did in the Super Bowl. And this year's in the Super Bowl. 2 seasons as a starter.
Thank you.
Quick question.
Please.
Most valuable player. So I had this conversation yesterday with Max about he thinks best and most valuable is the same thing. He thinks they're the same thing. It's not. All right?
It's not.
Was Steve Nash the best player in the NBA when he won MVP?
No, he was the best player on the best team.
All right. When James Harden won the MVP, was he the best player or the best offensive player?
Best offensive player.
So would that make him more valuable, or that just make him the best offensive player?
Made him the best offensive player on the best team.
So we have a number of instances. We have a number of instances in sports where the most valuable guy was not the best guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Slick.
LeBron James.
Okay.
LeBron James. Yeah. We talking about, because the conversation initially started between Mahomes and LeBron James. Those were the guys we were talking about. LeBron James teams don't go to the playoffs when he's not playing. Ever. I'm not talking about best. I'm talking about value. Do we think the Kansas City Chiefs would be in the playoffs if Pat Mahomes wasn't a quarterback? No question.
Nope.
They would not be in the playoffs.
Nope.
No. I mean, who's the quarterback? Are you going to give me, like, the second best quarterback in the league?
All right. Glad you said that. Quick question.
Did the Lakers make the playoffs last year?
Where was Kansas City when Alex Smith was starting?
Alex Smith was a number one overall pick who had a resurgence.
Max, don't tell me nothing about no number one pick.
He was
the number
Alex
one
Smith
pick.
Was a good quarterback.
Did the Lakers go to the playoffs last year?
No.
Was LeBron on the Lakers last year?
Hold on.
Okay, well, he was hurt this year.
He got hurt.
Marcus,
Mahomes
I got you down
the
line on this, okay? First, LeBron James. Take LeBron off, add another top 5 player to play with AD. Where would the Lakers be?
In the postseason.
Okay, that's one. 2, what you're arguing is that the writers...
Denominator?
What you're arguing is the writers frequently get MVP wrong. In other words, simply because
everybody wrong and you right.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
But here's my question.
Now you get the show.
Now I got it.
Here's my question.
Understand.
Because you're using factual evidence. You're using but why are you running from the factual evidence of Patrick Mahomes? No one has won the Super Bowl MVP before the age of 25.
Hold on, Dan. First
He
of all,
hasn't won the Super Bowl MVP. He hasn't even played in the Super Bowl yet.
But he won MVP last year.
The question is,
if he wins Super Bowl this year.
What you're doing is assuming that Pat Mahomes will do these things.
Correct.
What I'm doing is telling you that somebody has already done it.
You're also assuming that if the Chiefs had another quarterback other than Patrick Mahomes, they'd be in the playoffs. That's an assumption.
They were before he started.
3 years ago, Marcus.
Like, you guys can keep talking about LeBron James, and we can keep talking about this. At the end of the day, right now, and I'm going to bring this back.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady was not the most valuable player on the team this year.
After the season when they lost in the wild card at Foxborough.
And part of the reason why he's going to hold them hostage is because he had no weapons. He had nothing around him. And this is why I want to say this. If we were to sit down really quickly, if we were to sit here, listen really quickly. If we were to sit here and say, whose career would you rather have? Who's had a more
lifetime achievement award?
If you were to have a better career, and again, he just won the Super Bowl last year.
If it's
last year we were talking about LeBron James like he was done, like he was never going to be good again.
By the way, Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever.
That does not matter.
Excuse me. A lot of other quarterbacks could have won the Super Bowl with that Patriots team. A lot of other quarterbacks. But if it's a lifetime achievement award, then it's Tom Brady or LeBron James. That's not what we're talking about.
We just talked about this on Get Up.
Everybody relates. We can go down this rabbit hole. We can keep going back year after year. It's LeBron in all the sports right now.
Give me your ranking then. If we're just talking about the names that everyone's arguing here, we're talking about Mahomes, Brady, and LeBron James.
LeBron, Brady, Mahomes.
No, excuse me. Kawhi Leonard is more of the MVP. Kawhi Leonard is the reigning Finals MVP. He's beaten LeBron twice head-to-head this year. His team will win the Finals this year because of him. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.